Well, hi, I'm Rebecca Fuller, the expert over at learnfluteonline.com. And in this video, you'll be learning how to polish the outside of your flute. The first thing that you need to know about polishing the outside of your flute is that you need to use the right kind of cloth. I know a lot of flutists who think that a dirty old cotton t-shirt is going to do it. But let me tell you what happens when you use the wrong kind of cloth. What happens is the fibers come off of that material and it gets stuck in the mechanism. Those little tiny fibers that you see floating through the air every once in a while, those are really bad for your flute. So it's best if you use either your silk cloth or a cloth that was made specifically for your flute, or something like this, a nice flat microfiber flute cloth. Now, the easiest part of cleaning and polishing the outside of your flute is the head joint. Super simple. All you have to do is take your hand and rub it all over the whole thing. There are two things I need you to be really careful about though. This little twist cap at the very top here, it's important not to twist it, because the more you turn it one way or the other, the more the cork inside your head joint moves either down or up. So just make sure that it stays intact right where it is, and you can just give it a quick brush. And then the next thing we need to talk about is what to do about the inside of the hole. Now, this is actually where your tone is produced the most. So if we can be really careful with that, it will be really great for your tone. So what I do is I take my pinky inside the cloth, and then I just give it a quick little twist inside there. That gets any moisture and keeps the stickies and gooeys away from building up on my head joint. The next part of cleaning your flute is to work on the body and the foot joint. And of course, there are some special things you need to know about that as well to keep your flute in really great condition. The first thing that you can do as you clean the keys is just take your finger inside the cloth here, like this, inside, and you can just polish each one. What we need to do is get our fingerprints off of those keys, because those oils and any sticky anything or sweat or whatever it is that we have on our fingers gets onto our flute and kind of ruins the shine, and lots of times will cause it to tarnish, and especially depending on the level of flute that you're playing and how high of quality your silver is, it might tarnish more often than others. Also, another hint to you to keep your flute really nice and polished, shiny, is to always put it away in the case at night. Every single day, make sure your flute lives in the case except for when you're using it. Now back to polishing. You just go ahead and rub along each one. Then when you turn your flute over to do the back, you'll find lots of fingerprints back there because that's where your thumbs are. Our thumbs tend to have lots of oils on them, and we get lots of fingerprints. Now, what you need to do is just be super, super careful up here in this area right here, inside where you have those little springs and those little rods. If you happen to brush those really hard, what happens, especially depending on what kind of cloth you have, is that your cloth will catch on those and move them, and actually then your flute stops working and you're not even quite sure what happened. Those little springs, rods, and especially what's inside these big long rods is really important to how your flute functions. In fact, it is how your flute functions. So it's really, really important that you stay away from those and that you just polish really lightly in those areas. And really, that's all it takes to polish a flute, with a few warnings and a few hints and tips. Thanks for watching. I'm really excited that you were here today learning. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I have new content, videos, and podcasts coming out all the time just for your flute learning. And also, hop on over to learnfluteonline.com and get yourself signed up for lots and lots more video lessons. They're all waiting there for you. We'll see you next time.